Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Camping World 300 on NASCAR Heat 5. Another full race live stream for you guys today for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. We are here with Kyle Busch trying to get him a 6th consecutive victory. We already have the record for the most consecutive wins in NASCAR Xfinity Series history after winning our 5th consecutive race last night. 30-point lead coming into the night, though, for Kyle Busch over Austin Cindric. And there's some other points battles going on as well. Not sure why that was blinking, but anyway, we have some other points battles going on as well coming into this race here tonight. All starts right around 20th place in the points standings. Austin Hill, who won the season opener at Daytona, is 1 point behind 20th. Why is that significant? Because the top 20 in points, or I should say, if you win, you have to be in the top 20 in points to qualify for the playoffs. So Austin Hill is 21st in points, 1 point below 20th, so we'll have to keep an eye on him over the next 4 races before the playoffs, and as well in the final 4 races before the playoffs, Joe Nemechek, because Joe Nemechek is sitting 23rd in points, and Joe Nemechek is 23 points back from the 20th spot in the standings. So if they can get into the top 20, we could actually have 5 drivers lock themselves up on points and not 3. So this is going to get pretty interesting here, to say the least. Joshua White, R6R6, welcome to the stream. Black Ace, welcome to the stream. Nope, no doubleheader today. It is actually my mother's birthday, so this is all I have time for today. So this is going to be it here for this one. Another mile and a half. Of all the mile-and-a-half racetracks on this game, this is probably my least confident that I'm going to say that we're going to have a fast car for today's race, but we'll have to see how this is going to go. Session qualifying for today. Race number 23 of the season, just 10 races to go after this one. After the conclusion of this one. Ultimate Games, welcome to the stream also. Yep, thanks for the happy birthday wishes to my mother. Pretty good through turns 1 and 2 that time by Busch. Had to lift a little bit, not quite like Atlanta where we were able to run full throttle around the racetrack. But we might have a little bit of trouble getting into turn 3 here. Ray Black Jr. on the inside. It's going to take Busch's line away through turns 3 and 4. He had to get out of the gas as he washes up the hill. Oh man, that is going to hurt Busch's lap time quite a bit. He's going to try to run one more. 31.397 on lap 1 down to the inside of Ray Black Jr. Still in his way. He's going to clear him through 1 and 2 that time, but not what Kyle Busch wanted whatsoever. It's going to have to be perfect through 3 and 4 this time. Out of the gas a little early. Back into the gas a little early. Lap 2 at the start-finish line should be quicker, but how much quicker? 31.354. About a half a tenth quicker. 26th in qualifying today for Kyle Busch. And honestly, if it wasn't for having Ray Black Jr. in the way there, I'm pretty sure Kyle could have made it to round 2. It wasn't that far off. Let's have a second off from 24th. Austin Cindric top of the charts there in that round. Thanks for watching at work there, Black Ace. Day's been going by so far so good. Do I have a trivia question for the race today? Not at the moment, but I will by the time it comes. I'm actually looking for a question right now as we speak. What the heck? Whoa! Yeah. What's going on here? Oh, Happened a while ago. Okay, never mind. There was something I saw there. All right. So give me 1 second before we get going for the race today at Chicagoland. All right, I've got my question, and you guys are going to get stumped on this one. All right, but we'll get into that later. What am I? Camera is actually like on the bottom left corner of the TV, actually like right about where my face is on the screen. To be quite honest, that way it's not blocking anything out. So the face cam is one of the PlayStation face cams. So as we get ready for tonight's race, Ryan Sieg will be starting from the pole. Ross Chastain, maybe not looking too fast this week, and neither is Josh Williams. So could be some troubles there for Chastain. He is below the cut line coming into the race. Ryan Sieg actually is the last driver in on points coming into this race today, but a win would lock him in for sure. Green flag is in the air. We're underway. 200 laps, 300 miles at Chicagoland for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Racing with the controller for today's race. Three wide at the top goes Busch on the initial start. Got Matt Mills. Jeff Green to his inside. Oh, a little loose going into turn 3. Contact there with Green. The opening lap of the race. Brandon Brown gets loose off of turn 4. Busch has a huge head of steam. Kyle all the way to the bottom. Down to the apron. Look at the ground. He is gaining now into turn 1 to the inside. 3 wide again down there now. He's going to pull up. He's going to clear for 20th. Now looking to get underneath Austin Hill, driver who needs to try to point his way into the top 20. Running right around 20th right now. Jackson Pittner, welcome to the stream. Cup Series live stream for NASCAR Heat 5 will be tomorrow. So, most recent update I have now for NASCAR Thunder 2004. I had to switch out my laptop because I mentioned to you guys that yesterday I had a Chromebook that I just don't think it's capable of carrying what I need to. I can't carry Windows on both a Chromebook or a MacBook, and I had a Chromebook. So I traded it in. I got a new laptop, a legitimate gaming laptop. It will work perfectly fine. Problem is they didn't have any more in stock. So now I'm not supposed to get it in the mail until about Tuesday. So I got that going for me. Luckily, I had enough in-store credit that I actually still have money on that Best Buy gift card on top of the fact I didn't have to actually pay for another one. So that's what we're looking at here. So it looks like we're going to have to unfortunately delay it another week. But again, I want everything to be perfectly fine. I didn't really like too much how the Budweiser shootout ended up coming out when we did do the Thunder 04 stream last week. Kind of seemed a little sloppy, so we'll buffer it out a little bit and we'll get going with it next week. But yep, we will have our Cup Series live stream tomorrow at Talladega. Xfinity Series, obviously, right now, and on Sundays, what we have scheduled for the weekend. Next race for the Xfinity Series is at Mid-Ohio. So we'll go road course racing for the final time before the playoffs. Kyle to the outside now through turns 1 and 2. Gonna get a big run off the exit of the corner now. Jeffrey Earnhardt pulls up right in front of Busch. Busch back to the outside again, 3 wide. Got a little bit of a side draft. And how about Chase Briscoe moving up to 11th? He had a poor qualifying effort as well, along with Kyle Busch. Remember, Kyle led all but 12 laps in that race yesterday. Jimmy doing pretty decent on the outside for right now. Trying to get that straightaway speed. It's also conserving his tires. Of course, this is a race that is going to last a little longer than last night. Remember, it was just a 250 miler yesterday. Today's a 300 miler, and wish he had to conserve his tires quite a bit just to make it to the end of that 250 miler. The good news is Chicagoland doesn't wear out the tires nearly as much as Atlanta, but still something to keep an eye out over the course of the race for Busch here today. Four sets of tires as usual is the limit. Well, I don't have a MacBook. I had a Chromebook. I had heard that MacBooks and Chromebooks don't. I know for a fact because I had one. Chromebook didn't carry Windows, so I mean, there was no way. That was why when I originally tried to test stream it with doing the Budweiser shootout last week, I had to simply do it from a cam, like just a regular camera, and it just didn't look right because I wasn't getting any picture. Strictly on YouTube. But yeah, everything should be good to go next week. I know I keep saying that, but I really do feel very confident next week that everything should be going according to plan. I feel bad for it. It all started when I opened my mouth and I said that NASCAR Thunder 04 was coming to the channel soon, and then it just keeps snowballing after that. I shouldn't have even mentioned anything a month ago. That was my mistake. I should have just waited until I knew everything worked, and then I should have said, all right, here's what we have in place like a couple days from now, instead of trying to, I wouldn't say rush it. I felt like I took my time with it, but I just should have kept it behind closed doors. Kyle Busch catching up to Justin Allgaier running 11th. Jeremy Clements currently in 10th place right now in the 51 car. Busch to the outside of Justin Allgaier for position. Should get the run. Allgaier went all the way to the inside there. Busch will carry that straightaway speed down the back. Jeremy Clements moves to the bottom through 3 and 4. Kyle Busch running nice and smooth in the early going of the race here. And look at the run Busch has now all of a sudden. To the outside into turn 1 once again. This time to make the pass for 10th. All clear. Well, not quite. Clements was hanging around there for a quick second, and then Busch clears him down the back straightaway. Tyler Burback, welcome to the stream. Yeah, Kyle Busch is racing tonight in the Xfinity Series, coincidentally enough. I got money on Chase Briscoe for tonight's race. 8-1 odds. I felt confident. Felt like those were good odds. Kyle's not Kyle in the year 2020 either. So. And of course, the Cup Series race all ready tomorrow night. $15 laps complete right now. Jeffrey Dunn, welcome to the stream. Alex LeBay in 9th place. About 5 cars under a blanket right now. Looks like from about 4th place through 8th place. And you got 9th and 10th running back to back, and that's about 2.5 to 3 seconds off of where Chase Briscoe in 7th is running currently. I should say, even the 8th place car there. And caution's out at lap 17. Caution's out for the first time today. Brandon Jones in the lead right now. Everybody from 16th on back looks like they're going to hit pit row. Busch is going to stay out, so top 15 will stay out here. King, welcome to the stream. For anybody else's screen on YouTube, does it keep turning to black and then just kind of cutting in and out? I don't know why, but on my phone, that's what it's doing right now. I've never seen that before. Green flag back in the air. Field all bunched together. We'll see what Kyle Busch can do. 3 wide to the bottom, making some quick moves there. Okay, so it must just be me then. Oh man, Gregson got loose off of turn 2 there. Busch got right on the left rear corner panel, didn't touch him, but definitely took the air away. Look at that restart from Kyle Busch. He's going for the lead. Into turns 3 and 4. He's on the inside of Brandon Jones. Big side draft off of turn 4. And at the start-finish line, Kyle Busch will lead his first lap of the race at lap 22. And now move to the outside through turns 1 and 2. In that preferred lane, Jones drove it in deep to the bottom of the racetrack. Busch carries a ton of momentum now down the backstretch. He's going to go to the bottom to protect through 3 and 4. Just in case Jones was going to drive it in deep there again, they'll move back to the top in 1 and 2 this time by. Kyle Busch leads at Chicagoland. His first lap's led in the early going of the race tonight. I got a Moto Z7. Because I did trade my Chromebook in today, that's why I'm not able to use that next to me. I'm having to use my phone, going old school again. Like at the early days of the channel, but it's alright. Caution definitely helped Kyle Busch restart with the field, and now he's got the clean air here. He's holding on pretty well. Definitely qualifying 26 was not pretty, but because we were in session qualifying, we had Ray Black Jr. right around us for each of the 2 laps we ran in round 1. So definitely hindered the progress we had in qualifying, to say the least. Noah Gragson up to 3rd place. Chase Briscoe up to 4th. Vinnie Miller up to 5th. Vinnie Miller is the first driver on fresh tires right now. Just less than 2 seconds off the lead as he passes Briscoe for 4th. He's working on Gragson now for 3rd. So I have to keep an eye out on Vinnie Miller, who's got about 17 to 18 lap pressure tires than the rest of the field. And he is closing the gap as Vinnie Miller has moved up to 2nd place now off of turn 4. And he might be giving Kyle Busch a run for his money here before long, as Busch got a little loose into turn 1 and to get out of the gas a little more than he wanted. Less than a second and a half back is Miller. And he gained about 0.6 of a second that last lap, and that was with passing other cars. Kyle's doing all he can right now, but Vinnie Miller on those fresher tires, it is making a difference. And now he moves to the outside through turns 3 and 4. Moves up to that faster lane. Now 1 second back. Stream cuts in and out of my phone. Yeah, I really have no clue why it's doing that. That's got to be a YouTube problem though, because I've never seen that before. Miller's closed the gap. He's less than a half a second back now going into turn 1. We're about to have a battle for the lead. First quarter of the race. I think he's going to keep running the top side until he can't anymore, because he'll get right on Busch's back bumper. He is there off of turn 4. Busch trying to hold on to the lead, almost 30 laps in. Miller went back to the top through 1 and 2. If he gets a big run down the backstretch, he's going to jump to the inside, I believe, going into turn 3. Have to believe he's going to go to the bottom eventually. He didn't there either. He's being really patient right now. Oh, Busch got really close to the wall. Had to check up slightly, and there goes Miller. Busch trying to side draft him now, but Vinnie Miller clears. And Vinnie Miller to the lead. Pit strategy working out for him at this point in the race, but Busch gets right on that right rear corner panel going into turn 1. Big side draft there, but Miller just beats him back to the gas. Called 88, welcome to the stream. Trivia question will be right around the halfway mark in this race. Or I guess whenever we have a duller moment throughout the course of the race to kind of buy time there a little bit. But right now we have a pretty good battle for the lead going on between Vinnie Miller and Kyle Busch. Miller on 17 lap pressure tires. Those tires will even out eventually. Busch still hanging in there, although Miller passed him. Miller's not getting away from Busch, and now he moves back to the outside, and look at how deep Busch drove it into turn 3. Miller beats him back to the gas, though, because of it. Kyle's got a pretty good run. He gets to... Oh, there's contact, and they're in the wall. Well, Kyle Busch is in the wall. Miller tries to save it. Around he goes. And hard. Busch gets into him as Miller turns sideways. Cautions out again for the second time tonight as the two leaders have taken each other out. 30 laps in. Man, that couldn't have been any worse. Man, it looked like Busch was going to miss him, and then Miller couldn't correct it. Overcorrected it, spun back across the racetrack. And Busch will hit pit road here. He's got a little bit of damage on the front of his race car. Green flag back in the air again. Busch lost a ton of spots on pit road, well, a few spots on pit road, and the green flag back in the air. And obviously it looked like about the top dozen cars stayed out of the pits. Pretty much everybody that pitted under the first caution stayed out under that one. Vinnie Miller staying out there. Losing control, getting hit by Busch. 3 wide. Kyle just trying to stick it to the bottom of the track right now. There's Joe Nemechek. Needs a good points day, running inside the top 5 for now. He's got damage to the right side of his car, too. Busch has driven his way back to second. Miller pulled away on the restart initially, but here comes Kyle Busch to the top through 3 and 4. Miller trying to ride out and hang it out on the bottom. Busch is going to get a big run down to the apron. To his inside instead of the outside this time, and Kyle Busch to the lead. Now trying to pull away. He doesn't have a short run car when everybody's on equal fresh tires. Guys like Brandon Jones, Harrison Burton restarted right around him. Taking a little bit longer to get through the field than what Kyle Busch took there. It's a bold statement there, Jeffrey. Jimmy Johnson goes back to NASCAR. 2042 wins all but 3 races. Michael Annett, second driver on fresher tires to get through the pack right now. Busch has opened up about a 3-second lead for the moment. But Michael Annett has driven his way up to 4th. And he's about 4.5 seconds behind Busch. Wow, Busch got really tight there off of turn 4. About ended up in the wall. Problem with running the bottom, he's a little tighter down there. His car seems to handle a little bit better on the top side of the racetrack. Roberto Sandoval, welcome to the stream. Oh, whoa, Busch. A little tight again there. And again, about ended up in the wall. 40 laps complete. Good thing Kyle got through the traffic as quickly as he did, that is for sure. Vinnie Miller, despite getting involved obviously in that accident, stayed out of the pits. And not only he stayed out of the pits, but he didn't look like he really had much damage. Obviously, his tires got to be pretty worn out. It's only a matter of time before he starts losing more spots. Michael Annett has just moved up to second place. Austin Cindric up to 3rd, trying to race Kyle Busch for that regular season title. Now, I did mention at the end of the stream last night as well, I did mention before the start of this race too, that Kyle Busch had a 30-point lead on Austin Cindric going into this race. I was wrong on that. When I looked at my notes here, I did the math wrong. The difference is 23 points, not 30. I don't know where I came up with 30. Kyle Busch has a 23-point lead over Cindric. Still a pretty nice, pretty solid lead. Side Uranus, welcome to the stream. Michael Annett starting to close the gap slightly. He was about 5.5 seconds off the lead, now less than 4 seconds back. Tires will kick in eventually here, but how much time is he able to gain? He keeps moving to the outside. Austin Cindric has closed the gap as well for second place, so the top two drivers in points could be running 1-2 here before long. I think one of the bigger issues here in this race so far, though, for Kyle is simply the fact alone that he already pitted for 4 fresh tires after getting in that accident. Luckily, he only had 2 seconds of damage, so we were able to repair it under the 5-second damage clock, but taking that set of tires gives us only 3 left the rest of the race. So Kyle's going to have to be very careful throughout the rest of the race. Battle for second is on, and Austin Cindric will clear a net off of turn 2. And it'll be Austin Cindric taking over second place now. I was never good at math at school either. I was serviceable in math. I don't know where I came. I seriously have no clue where I came up with 30. It was 23. 23 was the difference between first and second. Almost a quarter of the way through this race already. We have had 2 cautions, but it's not a bad day so far for Kyle Busch. Problem is, it doesn't matter where he's running now. It matters where he's running by the checkered flag. It's where the points will be scored. But don't forget, when we do Season 2 for NASCAR Heat 5, we will have stages in each of the 3 series, Truck, Xfinity, and Cup. So we will get points scored throughout the course of the race instead of just at the finish. We'll still have the playoffs there as well. We'll run the regular schedule NASCAR was supposed to run before COVID ended up happening earlier this season. And that will put a wrap to NASCAR Heat 5. But we still got a lot of coverage left to go until then and now over the next few weeks. As well as NASCAR Thunder 2004 coming to the channel as soon as possible. Mix that in there. So the second season for each series is going to be a little longer over an elapsed amount of time because we'll have another game we'll be playing in the process of that too. Lap traffic right in front of Busch. So we'll catch Jeff Green running 35th right now. One of the back marker cars. First cars he's going to catch in lap traffic are also drivers that stayed out under that last caution, did not pit. And that was because they had hit pit road under the first yellow, sticking to their offsetting strategy. Drive a custom car in the next season so it could be you. No, I don't want to do that. No, I have plans for racing as Blaney for the Cup Series. And then I'll do what I did in the Xfinity and Truck Series, and I'll leave it up to you guys in the chat before we start that season. Give a vote. Whoever I see the vote or the most votes for a certain specific driver, then I'll use that driver for the season. But we'll wait to vote until before we go to start that season. So again, we still got at least a few weeks. Quite honestly, I don't see me finishing all of this up before I go to Talladega in 3 weeks, so. Probably be sometime in October. What do I think of the Tigers calling up Daz? I don't know too much about him, so I don't really know for sure. I mean, outside of NASCAR this year, I really haven't kept up with a lot of these sports. I was watching a lot of Tigers games there for a little bit, but over the last probably like couple of weeks, I haven't seen much. I've still been keeping up with the scores on the daily, seeing if they won, lost the day before, other than waking up in the morning after work or whatever, or for work or whatever the case may be. But as far as actually sit down, definitely gonna have to get back in the swing of things. We're getting close to the end of the regular season there, and they still got a shot at getting a wild card spot, so it wasn't the Tigers to make the playoffs. It was the Tigers to win the division. They were 150 to 1 odds, so I put $30 on them, hoping it would pan out. No, they got a shot to make the playoffs, but to win the division, I don't think they're going to catch Minnesota. Be a miracle at this point, unless they sweep them in like another series or two that they have to play them before the end of the year. So Bush is just mowing his way through the lap traffic right now. Only 15 cars on the lead lap. 7-second lead right now for Kyle Busch. Been a pretty calm run for the most part outside of the restart. A lot of the slower cars at the front of the field on older tires kind of held everybody else behind him, and he was able to get out to a quick 5.5-second lead. They ran him down to about 3 seconds or just less than 3 seconds back once Austin Cindric got to second place, but that's as close as anybody has been to Kyle Busch over the course of this current fuel run. Just past halfway through the tire run itself. Not going to quite be able to see all that Tigers game tonight, but I'll definitely be able to see the end of it for sure. Definitely going to tune in. I'll be out of the house later on, so. Kyle just simply trying to put as many guys a lap down as he can right now. Now 14 drivers on the lead lap. Daniel Hemrick will go a lap down in 15th. So he's the first driver scored 1 lap down. No, we'll be playing baseball tonight, Roberto. Not going out until later. As long as it doesn't rain, I don't think it's supposed to. Justin Allgaier, not a really great run right now. Allgaier is actually sitting about 13th in points, but because he has a win, he is locked in. So trying to get that momentum that he needs for when the playoffs start here. Likely next week, honestly. Knowing we'll be racing at Mid-Ohio next, so honestly looking at the playoffs likely starting Wednesday night for this NASCAR Heat 5 Xfinity Series season. I'm not sure on the start time for the Xfinity race tonight. I'm not entirely sure. Oh man, Busch really about overdrove the corner there. He's out of the gas a lot longer than usual through 3 and 4. He has been near perfect around this racetrack. He had a little bit of contact with Vinnie Miller, which brought out the last caution, but outside of that, Kyle Busch has been flawless in these corners tonight. Riding right around the top side of the racetrack. Doing a pretty good job of it. Running up there to conserve the tires, and he's made it look really easy, really fast throughout the course of the race as well. Landon Sports, welcome to the stream. Supposed to start at 7. The actual race itself for the coverage starts at 7, and the race probably won't start till about 7:15, 7:20-ish. Unless there's rain in the area, I have no clue, but Gregson running in 11th, another driver without a win. Barely inside the cut line coming into the race today, so he needs a good run. Look at Busch quickly trying to get around these guys. Slides up right in front of Noah Gregson. All over the back of Ryan Sieg off of turn 4. Brandon Brown goes a lap down. And now Sieg is going to get held a lap down at the start-finish line that last time. Lap 70 in this race. Landon Castle gave Kyle just enough room on the top of the track down the back stretch there. Talk about it every time we go to Chicagoland when it comes to NASCAR Heat 4 or Heat 5 for that matter. But more of a circular racetrack than any other track on the circuit. You're constantly turning around this place. Even the backstretch has a little bit of a kink to it. It's got a little tight in line there behind Briscoe. Briscoe's going to give him the top. He realizes how much faster Busch is at this point in the run, and Kyle's definitely got the long run speed in the car tonight. By far his largest lead of the race, about 21.5 seconds. Riley Herbston, 6th, is going to go a lap down, so just 5 cars on the lead lap here at Chicago. Right front tire, just less than 20% tire wear remaining on that car roughly for Kyle Busch, so he will be coming to pit road for a green flag stop here before long. Can alternate through the different camera angles for the first time in the race here tonight. Ooh, on the brakes there. Oh, man, he got stuck right behind Earnhardt. Race leader. Kyle Busch. He get way on the brakes there before he ran into the back of the zero car. Harrison Burton has jumped up to second place. Cindric back to third. Still the top 5 on the lead lap. Oh yeah, for sure. We're definitely going to have to save our time. The way the Darlington Xfinity race went, that was kind of a crapshoot. We barely got the win in that one. We were pretty lucky. And that was only a 200 mile or 500 miles at Darlington for the Southern 500 for our Cup Series title. That is going to be a little interesting. So we're definitely going to have to save for those final 100 laps roughly before we really try to push the limit. That's for sure called. Thanks for stopping by there, Roberto. Not right now.
We're walking at 6:20 in 20 minutes.
Sports Live, welcome to the stream. A little bit of a cameo there. Green flag pit stops going on for a lot of the drivers that did not hit pit road under that last caution. Kyle will be following them down pit road very shortly here. It'll likely be right side tires only under the pit stop. Brandon Jones now about to go lap down. He's currently in 4th. That was my dad, by the way. Decency of people these days. Oh man, Benny Miller on those 4 fresh Goodyears right now, flying on the inside to get right by Kyle Busch. There's Austin Cindric. Kyle Busch will come down to pit road this time for right side tires only. 45 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit, and he had to lock it down, and he gets penalized. Speeding penalty on pit road for Kyle Busch. It's going to be right side tires only anyway, but that is not what he wanted at all there. He really locked it down. He was coming in hot, and that's where lack of practice, well, no practice, in fact, hurts. Not the first speeding penalty. You can only hope it's the last. Pretty solid stop on the right sides only there, but he's got a 15-second penalty now. And this is easily going to put him 1 lap down by the time he comes out of the pit, so he better hope it stays green. He was the first car to hit pit road. Kyle getting up to speed right now, down around the apron of the racetrack. Now it's got 2 fresher right side tires though, obviously right now on the race car, but drivers with 4 fresh tires, you can see how much of a difference it makes. Those 4 tires versus 2. These guys on 4 fresh tires like Joe Nemechek, Anthony Alfredo, they're running outside the top 20 right now. Busch is having problems trying to stay with them. But luckily, he's still running faster than all the cars that still have to pit that are all on the lead lap. And still, Kyle's in the top 10. He's running in 10th place, so it's not all that bad. It could be worse. Heavy lap traffic right out of his windshield now. Boy, Alfredo got really loose off of turn 2. Busch to the outside, 3 wide there for a short moment. This is tight. Busch has the run. So did Alfredo right out of his rearview mirror. So they follow each other on the outside to get by the slower cars that were still out there on those older tires. And Alfredo right back down to the bottom underneath Kyle through turns 1 and 2. Couldn't quite stay there. Didn't side draft him enough either. He's going to likely go back at him again. But Kyle instead goes to the bottom through 3 and 4. Trying to protect. He doesn't want to race that 21 car. He wants to just flat out pull away from him if he can. And he uses these slower cars that he keeps approaching. Oh, Balicki almost came down into Busch. Busch got out of the gas anticipating something to happen there, but Balicki gave him just enough room. Seed gonna hit pit road this time. And all the leaders are coming into the pits. So we're gonna have to wait and see where this is gonna stack everybody up. Oh, Busch into the back of green. Through 1 and 2. Diamond Jeff, welcome to the stream. There's Brandon Jones in the 19 car. Just coming out of the pits, he'll go a lap down. He's likely going to blow right past Kyle Busch here in a couple laps, I'd have to imagine. So Busch has lapped the field, short pitting with those right side tires even after the pit road speeding penalty, but obviously saved some time on pit road taking right sides instead of 4 fresh Goodyears by doing that. But here comes Brandon Jones, who is in 2nd place, had the fastest pit stop there under caution, and he's going to be looking to get his lap back here in about a lap or so, maybe even sooner. Jones trying to hustle to get around Busch in case we get that caution. David Starr in the way of some of those lap cars there to the inside. And Jones really got stuck behind David Starr. I think he's still stuck behind him. Lost a lot of ground. I'm sure Cindric's catching right back up to him for 2nd place even. That'll buy Busch a little bit more time. Jones now finally gets to the outside and turns 3 and 4. They'll work on trying to run Kyle right back down again. Kyle will have to pit before the rest of the leaders to take 4 fresh tires under the next stop as well. Hoping to ride this out as long as he can. Once he pits next time, it will be a 4-tire stop, and not only that, that will give Kyle only 1.5 sets of tires left the rest of the race. So he can, from after the next stop, can only take right sides one more time and 4 fresh tires one more time. And here comes Brandon Jones, and 2 laps longer, he's able to get right to the back bumper of Busch. Busch will give him plenty of room to the inside. Jones has a fast car at this point in the run, plus the 4 fresh tires as he blows around Busch to get back on the lead lap. Really no fight there. Oh wow, here comes Cindric up the middle. Busch to the outside, 3 wide. Boy, Mills was very tight in the middle lane again there, and Kyle able to hold those guys off. You know Kyle really wants Cindric to be stuck a lap down. And being in third, yes, he is in the free pass spot. Harrison Burton's coming up pretty shortly here as well. He is catching Cindric quite a bit through the lap traffic. Yeah, Cindric's got a big run on the bottom as he gets to the inside of Busch off of turn 4. At the start-finish line, he hasn't cleared him yet. Busch with a little side draft down the front stretch. They both drove it in pretty deep in their respected lines, but Cindric's still going to clear him off of turn 2, and there's the tire advantage for you guys. And Harrison Burton's coming up pretty quickly as well, so Cindric back on the lead lap now. Comes Allgaier to get one of his 2 laps back. Look at Burton running in the outside lane there. He had a big run himself off of turn 4. But he chose the same line as the race leader. I guess now would be the good time for the trivia question of the night. This is going to be a tough one. I guarantee you guys are never going to get this one. Now, I said that about last night's question. But tonight's, on the other hand, it's a lot tougher. So NASCAR Xfinity Series has been running races at Chicagoland since 1997, I believe. Could be wrong on that. I might be wrong on that. But anyway, they've been running one race a year there since at least the early 2000s. Who is the driver that has won a NASCAR Xfinity Series race starting from the furthest back in the field? So the driver that is the answer to the question again has won an Xfinity race and has started further back in the field than any other driver that has won that said race at Chicagoland. Kind of a weirder question, but again, I try to make this tough on you guys. Try to stump you. Oh man, there's a big check up off of turn 4 there. Busch stayed in the gas, and he's just gonna mow right through those 3-lap cars. Cross flags in the air, by the way. We're halfway home with 100 laps. Well, more than 100 laps complete now. We got 99 laps to go currently. So the question is, trivia question of the night is, who is the driver to have started furthest back in the field and won an Xfinity race at Chicagoland? So, you guys, the answer to the question is the driver that started the furthest back and has won a race in the Xfinity Series at Chicagoland. Guess would be the best way to state the question. They've been running there since at least the early 2000s, so King, is your answer Larson? Because that is not the answer to the question, believe it or not. I don't even know if this driver has actually raced in the Cup Series, to be quite honest. Kyle Larson. Ooh, boy, Busch washed up the track there at the 3 and 4. No, the answer to the question is not Kyle Larson, unless I made a mistake again. I did look it up at the last second, but I'm pretty sure I didn't make a mistake on that one. I'll double check my data here. When I go to pit road, contact between Fincham and Busch. Busch tried to go up the middle off of turn 2, and that got tight. It's been a couple slower lap cars. 4 drivers currently on the lead lap. 4 tire stop will be coming up next, though, for Kyle Busch. Give him about another 5 to 6 laps before he hits pit road. Give you guys a couple more laps to try and figure out the answer to the question. King, I will hold on to that Kyle Larson answer, though. Just in case I made a mistake, and that might be correct. But if I remember correctly, that wasn't the answer to the question. Oh, boy. .92 laps left. A lot of guys are going to get back on the lead lap when Busch does hit pit road. Come from 30th. Yeah, this driver started 34th in the race. I do remember that. So if Larson started 30th, then that isn't the answer to the question. He did start 34th in a Chicagoland Xfinity race and won. And that's the furthest back anybody started in a Chicagoland Xfinity race. "90 laps left." Harrison Burton in danger of going a lap down here before long. Kind of got held up in a little bit of lap traffic. Cindric is closing the gap there on Brandon Jones as well, slowly but surely. Actually, Burton's catching up to Cindric in the process as well. 89 to go now. Busch with a big run to the outside of Burton. So the answer to the trivia question is Justin Labonte. Justin Labonte started 34th in a Chicagoland race. Can't remember what year. Again, I'll double check that just to make sure Larson wasn't the answer, but I don't believe he was. Justin Labonte is the driver that has started furthest back in a Chicagoland Xfinity Series race and got a win. And I don't even think Justin Labonte has made a Cup Series start, if I'm not mistaken. So that's kind of why I figured you guys weren't going to get the answer to the question, but Busch to the outside of Cindric, a little side draft down the back. Gonna put him a lap down, just in case the caution comes out before Busch hits pit road. Caution, and there it is. That will help Busch just a little bit more. Cindric was a lap down. He will get back on the lead lap because he was the first driver lap down. That is the third caution of the race with 88 to go at the timing of the yellow. 4 fresh tires under the stop for Busch. Okay, so yep, I did get, yeah, the answer was Justin Labonte. It was in the year 2004. So yeah, I did double check that question just to make sure it's correct. It looks like Noah Gragson brought out the caution. What a tough break there. Noah Gragson running top 10. Needed points. He was barely inside the cut line. Problems for Gragson. He's out of the race. Brandon Jones wins the race off pit road. Meanwhile, green flag back in the air. Jones beats Busch. But now, can he beat him on the restart? Into turn 1. Oh, there's contact. They didn't give each other a lot of room. There was a little bit of contact between the 19 and the 54 as they battle hard for the lead. It's a new race again. Oh, man. Busch got loose off in turn 2. A little bit of a rear wheel spin. Now through 3 and 4, Jones with a power move. And Brandon Jones will hang on to the lead. 3 wide back behind Busch, still stuck on the top. Bunch of guys trying to get back on the lead lap up at the front of the field here. Harrison Burton to the inside of Jones now. Oh, man. Brown barely cleared Busch. That was a big block. Oh, man, they about went 4 wide there. Back out of the rearview mirror of Kyle Busch. Alex Labbe might have gotten into the back of Busch because Kyle got really loose off of turn number 4. Now they are 4 wide. How are they going to make it off the exit of the corner? A couple guys had to get out of the gas there. They're still 4 wide. Unbelievable. 4 wide at Chicagoland as they fan out mid-pack. Busch got really tight off of turn 4 that time. He's trying to hold on to his track position. They're still 3 wide. Jones doesn't have the clean air, but he does have the lead over Kyle Busch. First time in a while that we haven't seen Kyle Busch leading this race. 80 laps left. Man, Busch drove it in there deep. He was even on the brakes to stay to the inside. Allgaier was kind of pinching him down there. Busch trying to get a little bit of a side draft down the backstretch. And look at the run Riley Herbst has out of that rear view of Kyle Busch. Going into turn 3, great run by Kyle. He clears the 7 of Allgaier and he hangs on. Still a set and a half of tires left for Kyle Busch the rest of the way. Says Sunoco. Oh, it does say that. That's interesting. I don't know why it says that. Took us 23 races into the season to find that too. Ran the same paint scheme all year. Well, Kyle Busch sure no rookie in this series. Really in any series of NASCAR. Riley Herbst. Get on by him. Caution's out again. So Cindric back into this thing. Harrison Burton will get the free pass in 4th. So caution's out for the 4th time tonight with 78 to go. Looks like Jones is going to hit pit road. Kyle will stay out of the pits here for the moment. Cindric going to stay out of the pits as well, it looks like. So that will restart Kyle Busch in the lead, and Cindric will restart in 2nd. So the top 2 in points will restart 1-2 this time. So Kyle Busch will restart from the lead. Less than 80 laps to go. The green flag is back in the air. Great restart getting through the shifts by Busch. A couple other drivers a lap down that pitted. A couple others stayed out. Pretty split there. Cindric did pull down in front of Jones. It's going to help him for now. Brandon Jones up to 2nd place. 4 fresh Goodyears. He's got a big run. Busch. Oh, he tried to go low to block him. He gets loose off of turn 2. There's contact. Busch got loose off of turn 2. Jones got to the inside. A big save as they made contact. But Jones slides through with the lead again. And now to pull away. 3 wide out of the rearview mirror of Busch. As he tries to hold on for 2nd place on Austin Cindric. Yeah, I didn't feel like live streaming my career mode videos for Heat 5. I only did it for a few videos in Heat 4, but I wanted to keep that completely different from the full race live streams that we do on the daily. Busch is holding his ground there on Cindric at least, but man, he just got really loose off in turn 2. He was going to pull a block on Jones, but Jones had such a big run that Busch had to pull up out of the way in time. They still made contact. Busch overdrove turns 1 and 2 just a tad bit there. 2-second lead right now for Brandon Jones. As we run, he's just slightly pulling away. Riley Herbst in 5th place right now, trying to hold on to that free pass position, and he's got Ryan Sieg, Chase Briscoe right behind him, as well as Cindric, who keeps working the outside. Kyle now going to move back to the top through 3 and 4 here, conserve those tires again. I don't think he's going to be able to run down Jones over the course. Tires start to even out, but it's going to be a while before that even happens. Less than 70 to go. It's amazing how fast Jones is slipping away from Kyle Busch. He's about 5 seconds ahead of him now. Way off in the distance, and no lap traffic in the near vicinity of Brandon Jones either. I believe Michael Annett might have been one of the cars to hit pit road under that last caution too. He's driven himself up to 5th as he passed Riley Herbst a couple laps ago. And Busch, man, he barely kept it off the wall there through 1 and 2. He got really loose again, and that time he had to get on the brakes to keep it from hitting the wall. And a lot of momentum being carried from behind by Michael Annett. If he gets to Kyle, there might not be as much of a battle here, simply because Annett's got those 4 fresh tires, and you're seeing what Brandon Jones is able to do on the fresh tires. I mean, 10 laps even makes a difference. That's about what we have right now. Still over half the tire run left. The pit stop was with, well, we went green after making the pit stop under yellow with the tires currently on Busch's car with 84 laps to go. The line this time, we're going to have 61 to go, so we had another caution, of course, that gave us 3 more caution laps, so realistically right now, Kyle Busch has ran about 20 laps on the set of tires he's currently got on right now. Should be able to run at least another 20 before he has to come to pit road. And if it's going to be a green flag stop, it'll be a 4-tire stop. Jones can still make it on 1 stop. Everybody else can as well. And with not that many cars in the lead lap, Jones restarted in 3rd, and that's why he's able to pull away and why the strategy is working out for him like it is. We had a couple cautions there back to back. I think Kyle was kind of putting into play that, okay, we're probably going to get a couple more before the end of the race, but we have seen a very long green flag run once already today. Who's to say we wouldn't have it again? Our longest green flag run of the race is almost 90 laps, so... just gonna have to wait to see how this is gonna work. Seven seconds is the difference between first and second. There is lap traffic right around the race leader right now. We've seen Jones struggle in lap traffic today. Busch, on the other hand, not so much. Might even the playing field here before long. Oh, Busch in the wall off of 4. A little tight that time. Maybe got back in the gas a little too soon as he tried to get to the outside of the 92. Williams gave him enough room there. Busch just kind of missed the exit of the corner just slightly. The pressure's on here at this point in the race. We're about 3/4 of the way home. He's still about 6 seconds off the lead. Jones kind of struggled through the lap traffic there for a little bit. Jones has moved up to the outside, though, once again, trying to get right back away from Kyle. A couple lap cars in between the two as well. A lot of lap traffic coming up for Brandon Jones very soon here. Definitely cost him a little bit of time. That lead is now under 5 seconds. Busch had to get on the brakes there. He chose the same line as Bilicki on the outside, as well as McLaughlin in the 93 car. So Busch got slowed up a little bit there through 3 and 4. Austin Cindric's still in 3rd place, but he is about 9 seconds back of even 2nd place Kyle Busch. Nowhere to be found. It's a race between Jones and Busch right now. Jones without a win this season, trying to get a playoff spot. He came into this race the first driver below the playoff cut line on points. He's 30 points back coming into the race today. That's quite a big deficit. That's a lot to make up in one race. But a win would go a long way. He wouldn't have to worry about points the next 3 races. That judgment there by Busch right behind Hill. We're going to give him a little bit of room on the top side. Now drops way down in the center of the corner, letting Kyle go. Remember Austin Hill, we mentioned at the start of the race. Another one of those drivers that need points, although he does have a win this year. He won the season opener at Daytona. 3 races to go until the playoffs after this one. Austin Hill came into the race 1 point below 20th. Even if you have a win in the Xfinity Series, you have to be in the top 20 in the point standing. So Hill needs points. All of a sudden, when he really didn't have to worry about him too much over the course of the year, it's getting down to the nitty-gritty. Jones stuck behind another lap car down the front stretch, and Kyle Busch has closed the gap again. He is less than 2 seconds back, and Jones still can't get by him through 1 and 2. He's still stuck on the outside right behind him. And Kyle Busch is gaining quickly. Kyle hoping Joe Graff Jr. stays out of his way, and he does. Jones able to get to the outside now. The lap car drops down to the inside. Busch is under a second back. Jones finally able to get around him, though. I believe that's, yes it is, Anthony Alfredo in the 21 car. Busch easily going to get around him. Jones got held up going into turn 1 again there. That time by Howard in the 15. And we have a battle for the lead all of a sudden with less than 50 to go between Brandon Jones and Kyle Busch. Oh, Busch in the wall getting into 3. Got really tight getting in. Jones picked the same line as him and he couldn't abort. Busch trying to get to the outside of Jones. He is there. Busch drives it in deep on the outside. Jones drives it in deep on the bottom. Off of turn 2, Kyle Busch to the lead. He clears Brandon Jones. And Kyle Busch back out in front once again here today for the 3rd different time. .46 to go. Yeah, I've actually never had Jersey Mikes. I've heard about it. I think there might be one in the general area of where I live. Well, in Toledo, so about a half hour or so from where I live. But yeah, I never tried it. There's a lot of sub places up though around this area, so probably why I haven't. Well, welcome back there, Jeffrey. 45 laps left. 8 people currently watching right now, but thanks for everybody tuning in here on this Friday evening. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please subscribe down below. We got daily NASCAR content on the daily. Well, yeah, daily NASCAR content on the channel. And we have full race live streams with a realistic broadcast as the main part of that. Other videos such as predictions, post-race analysis videos, and vlogs for races I have been to so far this year. Started doing that. And channel's still relatively new, but it is a work in progress. Oh boy, just got really loose into turns 1 and 2 that time. So this is where the strategy comes into play. He can take right side tires one more time and 4 tires one more time. He will be able to make it on fuel to the end of the race, and quite honestly, I see that last set of tires being able to be enough to get him to the finish. It is likely going to be a 4-tire stop for Kyle Busch under this next pit stop. We'll have to see if it does play green all the way to the end. Four seconds now between first and second. That's what Busch needs to do here before the final stop of the race. Now Jones can stay out a little longer. Remember, he's got about 10 lap fresher tires than Busch as it is, so he can stay out at least 10 laps longer. That will likely put Kyle Busch a lap down, and instead we get a caution. So never mind, strategy goes out the window there. Caution flies with 42 to go. It's the 5th caution of the race. That'll give Michael Annett the free pass back in 5th. And the money stop is awaiting. So here we go. Busch wins the race off of pit road. And we are going to go green with 38 laps left. Will this be the final restart of the day? The green flag is back in the air. Everybody on equal tires this time. Oh, Jones. A little bit of a wheel spin there. Looked like he got through first gear pretty well. Second gear, on the other hand, it was a little bit of a struggle. Busch going to roll through the outside into turns 3 and 4. Side by side for second, back behind between Cindric and Jones. And look at Austin Cindric trying to work the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to get by Jones down the front stretch now. Big run by Austin Cindric. Him and Busch, remember, 1-2 in the standings. Oh, Busch misses turns 1 and 2. He missed it. Cindric to the lead off of turn 2. Jones all over the back bumper of Busch now. Trying to give him a huge shot down the back straightaway. Cindric now, he moves to the outside. Jones still stuck in line behind. Harrison Burton up to second. Riley Herbst, fellow Toyota driver, kind of blocked him off there going through the tri-oval. Burton to the bottom, 3 wide as he tries to get around the lap cars of Chase Briscoe. Riley Herbst. He clears Herbst, can't clear Cindric or Briscoe. Busch didn't quite grip the bottom like he wanted to there. Kind of ran the middle line. It's a little tight on entry that time. Harrison Burton out of the back bumper of Austin Cindric. That was the fastest lap Kyle Busch has ran all day long on that last lap. Side by side for the lead again now between Harrison Burton and Austin Cindric. Still side by side down the back and into turn 3.
Careful, still there.
Fastest lap of the race that time for Busch. Burton clears Cindric easily by the time they get down into turn 1. Busch trying to clear the 98 of Briscoe, couldn't do it. And look at the run off the top that Jones is getting. That miscalculation by Kyle Busch. Gets back down to the bottom again. He just can't get around him. Oh, he gets tight off of 4, washes up the track. And here comes Jones, getting the run off the top off of turn 4 again. Busch got a really good drive on the bottom that time through 1 and 2. He's having troubles even trying to get right back alongside the 98 car. Busch again to the bottom. This time he gets alongside the 98 of Briscoe. Briscoe again gets the run off the top. They're still side by side. Into turn 1, Briscoe with a little bit of a side draft. Busch drives it in deep to get around him. And he'll clear Chase Briscoe easily now. Briscoe got backed up. Jones to the back bumper of Briscoe. Briscoe trying to catch Riley Herbst out there for 6th rather, for the free pass spot. And here comes Jones to the bottom. Oh, man, Briscoe gave Busch a shot. In the middle of the corner, Jones easily clears Busch because of it. And Brandon Jones is up to 3rd. Caution's out again. So caution is out one more time. Right side tires only for Busch. He's got a half a set left. He's going to take it. Might loosen the car up a little bit more. Riley Herbst will get the free pass in 6th. So here we go. We will have 28 laps to go when we go green. That is the 6th caution flag of the race here today. Harrison Burton will restart from the lead. Cindric second. Jones, then Annette, and Busch round out the top 5 on the restart. Herbst at the rear of the field after getting the wave, or the free pass rather. Green flag back in the air, but now Kyle's got 2 fresh right side tires. How will that work? Green flag back in the air. Big run to the bottom. 3 wide for the lead into turn 1. Busch nails his shifts. He's going to get to the lead. Oh, and he kind of overdrives 1 and 2 slightly. What can he do now? Kyle Busch leads here at Chicagoland. Can Burton perhaps get a run? We know Jones has a fast car. He's going for second. So we get up to speed. Busch, that protective line around the bottom. Less than 30 to go here, Jeffrey. A clean air advantage plus the 2 right side tire advantage on that last stop for Busch is definitely paying dividends with 26 laps to go now. Tires are no longer a worry for the 54 team. Just hoping it stays green to the end. So he tries to go for adding on to a record perhaps if he can get the win tonight. 6 wins in a row to add on to that regular season title lead. Cindric currently in 4th, the guy he's racing for the regular season championship. Burton kind of arcing his corners up just a little bit better than Busch. I think he got off of turn 2 a little bit better. Kyle going to go to the outside now. Try to give him more straightaway speed. Seems to be a little too tight on the bottom of the track, even taking 2 tires there. Burton took a big shot to the bottom, but he couldn't quite get alongside the 54. He's trying to stay in the draft, though, down straightaways to minimize the amount of speed Busch can carry over him. Burton kind of ran that middle line on the entrance to the corner. And here comes Harrison Burton. Busch has ran the top all day long, but he's going to hold him off for now. Again, you can see that straightaway speed advantage Busch has on the top. The cornering going to go to Burton. As long as he can't stay to the inside of Busch off the exit of the corner, Busch has him. Oh, he couldn't clear him, and there he goes. Burton to the bottom, looking for the lead. He got a big side draft on that lifter and corner panel of Busch's car. Man, they both drove it off in there deep. Don't forget about Jones back there in 3rd. Burton could not clear the 54, though. And look at the run Busch has. Off the top side again. Into 3. They're still side by side. Busch drives it in deep again. He is really desperately trying hard, but he's in the wall. Busch is in the wall off of turn 4. Here comes Jones for second. Big head of steam. Busch with a mistake off of turn 4. He gets in the wall, and that'll drop him back to 3rd. And he's about a second off the lead all of a sudden. The risk with running the top is that right there. A risk of getting into the wall like Busch did. Very light. And now we'll see what Jones has. Can he run down the 20 of Burton? Joe Gibbs Racing, 1-2. Kyle Busch Motorsports, 3. So Toyota's run 1, 2, 3. Then you got Cindric, Mustang for Penske and Ford. Junior Motorsports Chevrolet in 5th of Michael Annette. Oh, Jones blocks Busch into turn number 3. He saw how much time Busch was gaining on the top side. He moved right in front of him at the end of the backstretch there, and Busch still has a decent run on him. Going into turn one. Slide job up the racetrack. And Busch is going to get right back around him, but here comes Jones. He's got a big run off the top side. Busch right back up to second place, though. Jones back down to the bottom. Oh, he's got a big run. Can he get to the... He does, and he is still there. Busch blocks him. Oh, he turns him. No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. Jones trying to make the save. He comes back up the track. Caution will not fly. We stay green. No, and now the caution flies with 19 to go. Oh, man. Briscoe will get back on the lead lap. It looked like Jones was about to wreck. Then he had it saved, and then he spun out anyway. But luckily, he didn't hit anything. He will lose a couple spots. Well, that could have been a little bit better, I think, than what it ended up being there. Be a little damage on Busch's car. He can't take anything there. He'll top off on fuel while he's at it. We'll have 16 to go when we go green. That's 7th caution of the race tonight. Busch thought he had Jones clear. Now remember, Jones pulled a big block on Busch a couple laps prior. Busch tried to pull a big block on Jones, and it didn't work out that time. Harrison Burton will restart from the lead. Green flag back in the air again. Oh, Busch got through the shifts really well, but he had to restart on the top that time. 3 wide for second place. And that has a big run on the bottom even, and here comes Kyle Busch. What a restart by the 54. Busch a little tight on the entry into turn number 3. Harrison Burton to the bottom. Busch on the top as they're up to speed. I think Burton led the lap by inches that time. 15 to go. Through 1 and 2. Oh, Busch really stuck that corner very well, but so did Burton. Off the exit of the corner. Busch with the run. With the block. Kyle Busch to the lead. 14 to go this time by. And it is Kyle Busch who officially at the line will take the lead again in the race here today. But can he hold on? He's got 2 fresher right side tires, definitely helping him out a slight bit. He's led the most laps today as well. Burton looked like he went to the outside there. He's trying to get a run on Busch however he can. And now back to the bottom. Cindric is in 3rd place right behind him. He had to protect that line. How close Busch is running to the wall. Closer he can run, more speed he can carry down the straightaway. 13 laps left now. I think Busch is fine. As long as he doesn't make a mistake, he's good. And obviously we have to stay green to the end as well. Doesn't want another restart. But if we do get another caution and nobody on the lead lap pits, Busch should still be fine. He's nailed his restarts all day long. $12 laps left. Cindric down to the top, trying to run a different lane than what Harrison Burton is running. They're still within striking distance. They're within a second of the lead. But as the run carries on, Busch is only going to get faster and faster. Compared to the rest of the field behind him, that is. Tire fall off a little more extreme for everybody else. Oh, Busch kind of tagged the wall. Off of turn 4. It was very, very minor though. Slowed him down just a tad bit, but not a whole lot. 10 laps to go for Kyle Busch. Cindric with a good day in 3rd right now. Jones back to 4th. Like he was the guy to beat there the second half of the race for a little bit. We led 149 of the 163 laps last night at Atlanta, they're called. Caution. 8 laps to go. Caution's out again for the 8th time today now. Sieg will get the free pass in 8th, and, well, here we go again. Good news is it doesn't look like anybody's going to hit pit road here for the sake of the leader, so that will help Kyle Busch out, and he's nailed his restart so far today. We'll see if he can nail another one. We'll have 5 laps to go when we go green this time. .300 of 300, nice. So Busch will restart from the lead. Harrison Burton 2nd, green flag back in the air. Cindric lined up in 3rd. He is right behind. Burton with another wheel spin. We saw him do that earlier too. That's going to allow Busch to drive away into turn 1. Cindric to the inside. He's going for 2nd. He is there. Austin Cindric pulls up and clears Burton down the backstretch. So Austin Cindric has just moved himself up to 2nd place. 4 to go this time by. Busch should be able to hold on. Now hoping it doesn't go to overtime. It's 3 laps left on these back-to-back mile-and-a-half racetracks. Kyle's very well holding his own. But again, we go to Mid-Ohio for the next race. That will be on Sunday. We'll have Cup Series action tomorrow at Talladega. Not sure on the start time for that one at the moment, but it will be before the Cup race tomorrow night. I can guarantee that. 2 seconds is the lead for Busch over Austin Cindric. Harrison Burton still in 3rd, trying to hold on there. Then you got Riley Herbst up to 4th place. Chase Briscoe 5th. Briscoe DNF'd finished dead last at Atlanta. He needs a bounce back day today. He needs a lot of points. He's looking at getting it if he can finish top 5. He just moved up to 4th now, off of turn 2 as he clears Riley Herbst. And Burton is trying desperately to get around Cindric, but Cindric wants every point he needs. Burton, without a win, he needs all the points he can get as well. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go at Chicago for Kyle Busch. Maybe not the most dominant race he's had this year, but he has led the most laps tonight regardless. Pit strategy or whatever has happened. He has gotten himself to the front again late in the going. Great on the restarts all day long, and Kyle Busch can click off another win this season. 6 in a row. Can you believe it? Checkered flag is out. Busch wins at Chicagoland. Kyle Busch with more momentum adding on to the points lead, trying to get closer and closer to that regular season title, knowing a road course is up next, and Cindric is a road course ringer. We'll have to see what will go down at Mid-Ohio on Sunday. As the engine has blown in the victory celebration, at least I didn't forget to do a burnout tonight. We'll take a look at your unofficial results. Kyle Busch with the win. Austin Cindric second. Harrison Burton third. Chase Briscoe fourth. Brandon Jones fifth. Riley Hurst sixth. Michael Annett seventh. Ryan Segan eighth. Brandon Brown ninth. And Alex LeBay rounds out the top 10. 8 drivers finished on the lead lap today. We had 8 cautions total. A lot of them came in the second half of the race, might I add. We only had 2 in the entire first half of the race. 5 drivers failed to finish the race here tonight. David Starr, Jesse Little, Noah Gragson, Mike Harmon, and Ross Chastain was the first to exit the race here 25 laps in to this one. Under 2 minutes total time on the race today. That is an hour and 42 minutes as well. Again, I'm calculating the points myself there, but another win for Kyle Busch. 3 races until the playoffs. 30.516 fastest lap of the day. It was ran by Cindric. Busch leads over half the race again, leading 113 of the 200 laps led tonight. Started 26th. Was on the move. Gragson, who DNF. Rough one for him and Chastain, both on the playoff bubble coming into the race today. So that is going to do it here for this one. And as usual, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Hit the like button down below. Share as well with your friends, your family, whoever you know of NASCAR. Any other people in the NASCAR YouTube community. I guarantee you they will enjoy this. Enjoy the Xfinity race here coming on in a few. And I'll be back again tomorrow at Talladega for the Cup Series again. But that is going to do it. So thanks everybody for coming out tonight. And I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good rest of your evening.